Hi, hi, Srujan, Poseidon, Shane, Jyotsna, and everyone else who will be joining. I'm Maya from the NextWork team, and today I am going to be building our newest project. It is a really simple but very useful skill to have, and that is building your CI/CD pipeline with GitHub Actions and automating it. So I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Please give me feedback if at any point I'm not audible or you cannot see my screen. I've included the link to the project in the chat, and I hope that you will all be able to join me and build this project together. It is a easy project, 30 to 45 minutes, and it's the first project of a series of 4 where we'll be automating the workflow, and then the next project, which is tomorrow, we'll be learning how to get AI code review on every pull request. So um, I think this is a great series, and I'm super excited to get started. Let me know if you're doing the project with me. Every project has a 30-second summary, so let's give a quick read. Every time you push code, you're rolling the dice. Did you break something? Will it work on someone else's machine? CI/CD pipeline can eliminate the guesswork by automatically testing your code before it reaches production. In today's project, you'll build a CI pipeline with GitHub Actions that automatically runs tests on every push. By the end, we'll have a safety net that catches bugs before they become problems. All right, so in this project, we're going to set up a Python development environment, write functions and unit tests with PyTest, build a CI pipeline that runs on every push, and then we're going to watch our tests pass and fail automatically. Nice. All right, so every project has a video that's included. So if you are unable to follow along with me in this project, or you want a faster way, you can always just check out the video and do it along at your own convenience. But if you're here with me now, I hope you're joining me along as I build this project. So we can always choose 3 tracks. I like the step-by-step guidance. If you are in some guidance kind of person, go for it. There is no right answer or one way to do it. And also, great time to let you know that anytime you have a question on any part of the project, feel free to use the ask feature. Find out if this project is even something that you would benefit from. Tell all your goals, what you're trying to learn, and ask all the questions that you want. All right, we'll start with a pre-project quiz. This is my favorite, most fun part. I hope you guys will answer the questions with me. Let's see. So what is the primary purpose of a Python virtual environment? A, to provide a graphical user interface for Python development. B, to speed up Python code execution by compiling it. C, to automatically deploy Python applications to a server. Or D, to isolate project dependencies from other projects on that computer. Any guesses? And no worries if you don't know the answer. The whole point of it is to learn. Roy asks, could it be D? Typically, when we think of virtual environments, that's what we think. Virtual environments really isolate project dependencies. So let's go with D. I've got a majority count for D. And D is correct. A virtual environment is an isolated space for your Python project. So keeping its dependencies separate to prevent interference. All right, second question. What is the purpose of type hints like int and arrow int in a Python function definition? Ooh, how many folks are in here who are comfortable with Python? And how many of you are completely new to Python? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. I see a comment from YouTube. Can we join through Zoom, please? Because the screen shows are small. Let me fix that for you. So sorry. I should have taken care of that from the beginning. This should be much better. How is this? Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. In the meantime, I hope you're hitting those guesses and putting it in the chat. 1 second, I'm dealing with YouTube. Hold on, hang in there. Almost. And yes, okay. All right. And I also want to make sure that the screen is big enough for you. How is that? Let me know. If you grab it by the head, then it is easy to handle Python. Whoa, are you talking about the actual snake? What? All right, let's see. Any other comments from YouTube? Marcel, I hope that's okay. All right. Um, all right, so how do we answer? Srujan says new, that's okay. No experience in Python required, but it's a really good project to help you start thinking about Python and how you want to use it. And like just things like even function definition, right? Okay, so A, they're helpful documentation for developers and tools indicating expected parameters and return types. B, they automatically convert input values to the specified type. C, they enforce strict type checking at runtime, causing errors if types don't match. Or D, they're used by the Python interpreter to optimize function performance. All right, we've got a vote for A. Anybody else? B. Oh. Are you guys pulling my leg? We've got A, B, and C. Or no, A, B. Oh, no. Maybe Srujan said maybe C. Is that it? Is that what it's saying? So, all right. So we've got A, B, C. LV, Poseidon, Marcel, we need to break the tie. What are we thinking? LV and, oh no. We've got A and B. All right. Um, what do we do? Okay, so we've got A, B, not too much for C or D. Let's go with A. They're helpful documentation for developers' tools indicating expected parameters and return types. All right, A is correct. Type hints tell other developers and tools what types of values the function expects and returns, serving as helpful documentation. Int usually means integer, and so it indicates the function and what the input is and what the output is. If you want to know more, this project will help you through it. So don't feel like you don't know and you need to know any of this. It's totally fine. This is a pre-project test. So after the entire project, you'll see the same quiz and you'll be able to answer it more confidently. Don't worry if you got it wrong. What is the purpose of an assert statement in a PyTest test? A, to import external modules into the test file. B, to define a new function within the test, C, to print debugging information to the console, or D, to check if a condition is true, causing the test to fail if false. Yeah. All right. I see Poseidon says D. Shane says D. Sohib says D. Marcel says D. Not sure. Let's do D. All right. Well done. Well done, team. Okay. Question 4. Which GitHub is used, which Git command is used to upload local commits to a remote GitHub repository? A, git add, B, git clone, C, git push origin main, or D, git commit message? All right, Shane says C. Do we have any other answers? Philip says C. Okay. All right, I think we have 3 C's. We're going with C. All right. Git push origin main uploads your commits to GitHub. Nice. Question 5. In a GitHub Actions workflow, ci.yaml, what does the on keyword define? A, the name of the workflow displayed in GitHub Actions. B, the events that trigger the workflow, such as push or pull request. C, the sequence of commands to be executed in the workflow. Or D, the operating system on which the workflow will run. We have B. Anybody else? Oh, B and D. D. Interesting. In a GitHub Actions workflow, what does the on keyword define? And we're stuck between B and D. B being the events that trigger the workflow, such as push or pull request, and D being the operating system on the workflow. All right, and I think Marcel on YouTube says D, so we're gonna go with D. And it's incorrect. Runs on defines the operating system, not on. So close, but we were looking for runs on for operating system. Let's try B. The context states that on triggers the workflow on push or pull request to main. Yep, Shane was right. No worries, this is pre-project. We got this. By the end of this project, we are going to get 5 on 5. All right? Okay, let's do this, shall we? All right, so in this project, I am going to build a CI pipeline using GitHub Actions. Okay. GitHub Actions helps me automate the process and make sure that I have tests that checks and catches any errors before pushing it to prod. All right. I've entered this text. I might choose to come back and edit this and elaborate this on after I've done the project. Wait and watch what I will build. And I can always delete this a little later. Who's doing the project with me? I know we've got Poseidon and who else? Elvie's doing the project too. Okay, yay, this is so exciting. All right, Marcel, are you doing the project with me too? Roy, Sohib, I think this is a project for everybody. Come on, guys, I'm so excited. All right, Roy is going to start in 15 minutes. Exciting. All right, Sean, good to see you here. We are just starting a new project, so you are right on time. We're just starting with step one. Step one is setting up your Python project. Every professional Python project starts with a proper development environment. Companies like Google, Netflix, and Spotify all use virtual environments and dependency management to keep their projects isolated and reproducible. So when a new developer joins, they can get running in minutes. So in this step, you're going to fork and clone the starter repository. What is fork and clone? You see this little bubble here? What that means is when you click on it, the ask feature has been populated with the question. Oh, so now instead of asking anybody else, you can just ask NextWork. Beautiful ask feature that we have and get your answer very, very quickly as it computes and examines and investigates. So it gets you an answer about anything. Anytime you see a bubble, you can just click on it and you will get the option to ask the question about fork and clone or whatever it is. So feel free to check out and ask all the questions you have. This is a great opportunity if you're new to Python and you see something new and you don't understand the code or you want to learn, just ask. All right, so in this step, I'm setting up a Python virtual environment and install dependencies. I will also fork and clone the starter repository where I can then explore the project structure. Nice. All right, so let's set up the starter repo. You'll need a GitHub account to fork the starter repository. Who has a GitHub account and who needs to create one? Let me know if you need to, let me know, put your hand up or thumbs up if you already have a GitHub account. I already have a GitHub account, so I'm going to continue with the steps, but if you need one, just click on I need to create one and you'll be able to set it up in just a few minutes. All right, so let me head to the starter repository. Okay, I don't know if I'm logged in. Let me log in really quickly. And I need to verify. Let me quickly verify who is setting up their GitHub account. Roy has a question? Or is that a thumbs up to say that you have one? I think he's setting up. It's very unlikely. Roy has, oh my goodness. Roy, I'm going to put you in the spotlight. Let me show you Roy's GitHub. May I? Oh my goodness, this is something that everybody must check. Roy has actually completed all projects, all NextWork projects. This is gorgeous, beautiful, implemented all his NextWork projects. Unbelievable, absolute legend. All right, focus, Maya. Let's set up your GitHub account, shall we? All right. Okay. Okie dokie. Very cool. So I can now see the starter repository. Wow, what is this now? So this is the starter repository. Let me find out what is a starter repository. Let's see if it can tell me. Click on the fork button in the top right. All right, so let's do one at a time. The starter repository is a pre-configured code base, often hosted on platforms like GitHub, that provides the initial files and setup needed to begin a project. It's designed to give you a head start, so you don't have to build everything from scratch. For example, in this project, you're instructed to fork and clone a startup repository to get your development environment running and ready. This repository contains the foundational code for the project you'll be working on. And what is fork and clone again? Forking a repository is like making a personal copy of an existing repository in your GitHub account online. This means you have your own version of a project that lives on GitHub, separate from the original. It's a great option if you want to showcase your version of a project and make changes to it without affecting the original repository. If your forked repository is public, anyone can see it. Cloning a repository means you're creating a local, offline copy of a repository on your computer. By default, this local copy is only visible to you. So why do we fork instead of cloning? You fork when you want to have your own online version of a project that you can freely modify and manage within your GitHub account. This is particularly useful if you plan to make significant changes that you don't necessarily intend to merge back into the original project immediately. Experiment with new features or ideas without impacting the original code base and showcase your customized version of a project. So we are now going to click on the fork button. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's click on the fork button. Okay, so I have my owner. I am the owner. All right, and then we want to click on the green fork button at the bottom, right? You can always add the description if you want, depending on what you need. The guidelines suggest that we have the AI CI/CD GitHub as a repository name. So I think we are all good to go. Shall we create a fork? You're creating a fork in your personal account. Aw, Roy's getting a limelight. I love it. Aw. All right. Okay, what have I done now? Wow, my NextWork has a repository that says AI CI/CD GitHub. Whoa. You know, let me split this to the right. Okay, I'm going to have to share my entire screen, aren't I? Hold on, I don't think you can see all of it. 1 second, I got you. I got you, I got you. And now you can see my entire screen. All right. So we've created a fork, and now we need to click the code button. We click the code button. Let me increase the size of this. Okay. Click the code button and we click on copy. All right. And now we need to set it up in our cursor. All right, how's it going, guys? LV, Poseidon, Marcel, Jerry is working on creating his GitHub account, right, Jerry? Because he doesn't have one. And how's everyone else doing? Poseidon says, so far so good. LV's keeping up. Amazing. Uh-oh, Sean says, sounds like a credit card reveal is fast approaching. Share the entire screen. Okay, so now I've got cursor open. Awesome. So I have cursor. Who needs to download cursor? All right. Let me know where you're at, and I'm going to keep going. But if you're running into any errors, whether you're listening in from YouTube or joining in from Discord, if you've got an error, do not hesitate to let me know. That's the whole point of the interactive build lab, is that we got you. We're going to do this together. We're going to build stuff together. We're going to break stuff together, and we're going to have so much fun doing that. So please keep me posted on where you are. Okay, so I have cursor, and I'm going to go into cursor and select the git clone. Whoa. All right, this is the screen I see. And I wonder if this will take me there. All right, and I've copied my URL. So I've pasted, let me follow the instructions again. Yeah, paste the forked repository and press enter. So I'm going to press enter as soon as I hit the, okay, all right. Jerry says, I'm trying and I have an error. Jerry says, me. So I imagine that means that you've got an error. Jerry, would you like to join us on Discord? If you join us on Discord, we can do it together. So here is the link. I'd love for you to come in on Discord so that we can help you out together. We have Shane, who has already completed the project, Roy, LV, and I, and Poseidon. We're all doing the project together. So if you're running into an error, just come on in and we got you. Okay, so I've done that. And now I need to select a folder to save my project. And what is the best place to save my project? I might create a, oh, I have to just select a repository destination. Okay, let's do that. So here, I've got my cursor and I'm going to select my desktop and I'll select this as my repository destination. And I'm going to say open. Whoa. We just forked and cloned it. What did we just do? All right. So now we have a cloned repository and we are ready to get started. I know a hand clap would be amazing here, wouldn't it? Okay, now we need to create a Python virtual environment. All right, a virtual environment is an isolated space for your Python project. It keeps your project's dependencies separate from other projects on your computer so they don't interfere with each other. Let's create a Python virtual environment to isolate your project dependencies. And we'll open the integrated cursor terminal and press enter the following command. All right, so I'm going to copy the command right here by clicking this. And I'm going to go to cursor and I will open a terminal and I'm going to paste this command. Python not found. No way. No way. Python not found. Uh-oh. All right. So I ran into this error and it says Python not found. So if Python isn't recognized, the common issues include that Python isn't installed or isn't in your system path. And we might have to add it to our path and restart cursor, or Python 3 works, but Python doesn't. So let me try this one and see if that makes a difference. Okay, that worked for me. So I have Python 3. So good tips on troubleshooting. If you're still stuck, you can always ask a question here and find out the exact solution. You can ask me or ask anyone here. We're all in good hands here. So if you're stuck at any point, please, please, please tell us. LV, Poseidon, Jerry, I hope you're all doing okay. Let me know where you're stuck at, whether you're installing Cursor or setting up Python or setting up GitHub. Wherever you are, just let me know. LV is still at the clone part. All right, no problem. Let me know if you're running into any errors, and we can look into that. Awesome. Poseidon says Python was successful. Amazing. All right. Okay, I'm going to keep going. If there's an error, just let me know. I will bring all my tools and we will figure it out together. Okay. Now we're going to run the command to activate the virtual environment. Okay, let's run this. You see this? That means that we are now in the virtual environment. Wow, look at that. Now you get to add a screenshot of your activated virtual environment. And I'm going to put in my whole thing because I want to remember that I have Python 3. And I have uploaded my screenshot. I activated my Python, my virtual environment by using the command. What was the command again? The command was Python 3 dash M and virtual environment. And the virtual environment prompt means that we have successfully activated our virtual environment and we are currently in the virtual environment. All right. So I don't know if you know this, but as you complete the tasks, you get this nice documentation, which you can then share. And even you can download your Markdown file and upload it to your GitHub. Whoa. All right, so I'm done with that task. Project dependencies. Now let's install the project dependencies. What are project dependencies? You can always find out by clicking the little bubble, the underline. And if you have more questions about it, you can always ask here. All right. I'm going to run this command so that I can install all the, I'm going to read all the requirements and install, right? Okay. Whoa, it needs all these things. And it has successfully installed build. All right. This installs PyTest for testing and build for packaging. Very cool. Very, very cool. Nice. All right, so what are these tools? PyTest is a testing framework that makes it easy to run and write tests. And build is a tool that packages your Python code for distribution. I saw a little typo over there, which I would like to, whoops. Whoa, why is my linear showing up in that screen? 1 second. Oops. Oopsie daisy, 1 second. Oh no, it is a full screen mode and I'm unable to. All right, okay, I got it. Okay. All right, how's everyone doing? You guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. Okay. All right, you're seeing my cursor. Amazing. Okay, now, where's everyone at? I know that we had Elvie on the clone part. How's that going? And Jerry, are you still with me? This is so exciting. We've got 3 folks and Roy. Roy will complete the project by the time I get to step 2. Yay, Elvie's got it. Poseidon as, all right. We're all in the same place. Amazing. Okay. All right, this installs PyTest for testing and build for packaging. Amazing. Run this command in terminal to list the files. Ooh, what are we going to see when we do this? Let's find out. Let me go to cursor and run this command. LSLA. Oh, these are all the files. All installed on Jan 26, which is the date here. I know that for those of you in US, it's Jan 25. And these are all the files. So you'll see app.py and tests, yep. Requirements.txt, yep. Py project, yep. And GitHub. Yeah, very cool. Of course, I would love to share my screenshot of how I have installed all these things. Look at that, successfully installed. All right. I also have learned through NextWork projects and just NextWork in general that taking screenshots is a skill. What key files did you find in the project? The key files include app.py, requirements.txt. What else? Yeah, and then we had all the folders too, like, oh, we could go into detail here. You can always include this. So you can talk about how app.py contains utility functions and tests is for, it's a directory for your test files. Requirements.txt, it lists the project dependencies. PyProject.toml file is for the Python project configuration, and .github is where your CI workflow will live, is where my CI workflow will live. Now, says Shane, hold on. Each screenshot has to tell a story. That requires skill, right? Beautiful. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I never thought of it that way, Shane. It's very profound. All right. You'll see three simple functions already defined in app.py. Shall I check it out? Oh, look at that. Three functions defined. One is add, one is even, and the third is reverse string. Whoa, what does all this mean? That's okay, we're gonna figure it out. Okay. Nice. Step one complete. Nice work. Now let's go write some code. All right. Okay. Who's with me? Are we all at the end of step one? See, I have step 0 done, step 1 done, step 2 done. Very cool. You know, Nikhil was telling me in one of his build labs that once he's done with the step, he just minimizes it. Whoa. So now I know what I've completed, and it's just shorter. All right. Step 2, write code and test. Okay, Python environment set up. Now it's time to write code and prove it works. At companies like Microsoft and Meta, developers don't just write code, they write tests that verify their code behaves correctly. This practice, called test-driven development, catches bugs before they ever reaches users. Okay, so in this step, you're going to write a Python function with type hints, write a automated test with by test, and then run your test locally to verify everything works. Ooh, why test your code? Tests are your safety net. Without them, every code change is a gamble. You might accidentally break something and not know until a user complains. With tests, you get instant feedback. Green means safe, and red means fix it. Okay, let's fill this out. What am I doing in this step? In this step, I am writing a Python function and automated tests to ensure that my function and code works properly. Or, yeah, works, not necessarily properly, but works. Doesn't break anything, really. Tests are important because it provides safety to ensure that I won't be pushing code to production that might break the system. All right, done. Okay, adding code. Now let's add app.py in cursor. You'll see some existing functions already defined, like add as even, reverse string. Now you're going to add your own. What is a Python function? Oh, a function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. Here's the anatomy of a Python function. You've got def, which is the keyword that says I'm defining a function. You've got add, which is the function's name, and this is something that we get to choose. A int, B int are the parameters that our function is going to accept. So they are the input. And A and B are the variables, so that's the name that we have set. And int represents that it is an integer. So we're requiring that for this function to work, 2 integers are given as input, and the output is an integer. Okay, and then this docstring basically describes what the function does. So the docstring says add 2 numbers together, and return A plus B basically is the output. So it takes A plus B and then returns it. And in Python, indentation matters. In Python, the code inside a function must be indented. So either 4 spaces or 1 tab. This is how Python knows which line belongs to the function. So I think back in the day, we used to have curly brackets, and it used to be curly brackets of curly brackets. And in Python, it was so convenient because you don't have to worry about that. But the indentation is super, super, super important. All right, now we're going to add a function. We are going to create a function. Whoa. All right, we're going to add a multiply function at the bottom of the file. Your function should take 2 integer parameters and return their product. Who's gonna give it a go? And who needs a hint? Elvi, Poseidon? Oh, some interesting stuff in the chat. Ooh, can you show how we can open app.py in cursor? Of course, of course. I'm so sorry I missed that. So do you see this navigation bar on the left, Poseidon? Do you see this window? Yeah. So on the left, you see all the files. Do you see app.py? And if you just double click it, you should double click or even single click. You should see the file on the right window. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see it? LV can see it. Poseidon, can I get a thumbs up or a yes? Nope, still figuring it out. What do you see? I wonder if you go to view and look at appearance, maybe there is something that you can select so that you will see it. Yeah, post a screenshot. Oh, Poseidon sees it now. Okay, great. Amazing. Nice work. What did you do? What was it? Where was it hiding? All right. The view tab. Ah. All right. I'm glad you figured that out. So many options, right? Okay. All right. So who's going to write the multiply function? Man. You think we can figure this out together? So let's give it a go. So this is add. And if this is add, then maybe I can create another one. All right, and I'm going to call it multiply. So I'm going to change the name of add to multiply. And I am going to take two integers. So I'm going to take A and B. But instead of adding, I'm going to multiply. And I need to return a multiplied output. And this is my guess. All right, I'm going to see what the hint is now. Shall I? Pretty new to Cursor. Ooh, what have you been using? VS Code? Anti-gravity? What's been your go-to? All right. How are you feeling? LV? Poseidon? Poseidon's been using VS Code. That works too. VS Code and Copilot should be a good combination. Have you been trying that? At NextWork, we like Cursor. We've tried VS Code, we've tried anti-gravity, and we seem to like Cursor. Okay, so I've given it a go. What do you think, guys? LV, Sean, are you doing this project with us? It's good to see you. Roy's doing the project. I'm sure. My guess is he's at step 3. He might be done. LV, Poseidon, have you written the function? I'm going to go check, okay? Jerry, if you're still on in YouTube watching, or Marcel, drop a note. Oh, the code was given to us. Look at that. Let me check if it is correct. So I took the add and I changed it to multiply. And then I knew I needed two integers. So I needed A and B. I knew the output was 1. And yep, everything looks correct. Woohoo! Of course, if you want more, if you have more questions and you're completely new to Python or even just coding in general, you can always get the help that you need and ask all the questions. Can you explain this Python multiply function in detail? What does each part do? Including the type hints and docstring, like tell me everything. Great, just ask all the questions. The best thing about the NextWork projects is that the projects there's no assumptions that you need to know certain things. We will walk you through it. Any beginner can start. It just depends that if you're completely new, it might take longer. And if you are aware of more things, it'll be faster. That's the only difference. But really, the projects are designed for anybody. And if you feel like the project could be more broken down into better detail, then let us know. It's really important for us that we know how to make this better. All right, LV Poseidon. Roy just started. Sean is working on another project, just listening in it right now. Aw, showing up for the community. That's awesome, Sean. I love that. Okay. Yeah, we missed you in the previous session, the Connect with community. We had some really good discussions. We even talked about note taking. Somebody talked about how their whiteboard is very useful for their ADHD. I actually kind of thought of you and the things that you use to help you. So very cool. LV says, I'm most definitely new to Python, but I'm very comfortable with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so you understand logic, and that's a good start. This should be totally fine. All right. Let's upload the screenshot of your multiply function. Of course, with pleasure. Let me save this too. Control save, and then I'm going to take a screenshot of my beautiful code. And did you know you can just hover and paste? We didn't always used to have that. How did you write the multiply function? I wrote a multiply function that takes two integer inputs and returns an integer. What else do I want to say? And and using the, I don't know, you could even in your documentation just put the function here. So I could put it here, for example. I'm just going to test it out. Type-ins help because um, anyone, because it's clarifies the input and output parameters for the function, of the function. All right, I'm gonna hit done and I'm gonna see what it looks like. Shall I? Yeah, I don't mind that it has the function in there. I think that looks good. If you don't want it, you can remove it, but I think I like it. Okay. All right, open tests. So in folder tests, open the Python file test underscore app. All right, so I'm gonna go to tests and then I'm gonna open test app. Okay. All right, so now I want to check out all the existing tests in test.py. Whoa, what's going to be in there, I wonder? Hmm. Tests for app.py. You'll add more. So from app, import, add, is everything, is even, reverse string. These are the methods that we had in app.py, right? Okay, okay. And we've got a class test math, test for math functions. Oh, and then there's a class test strings, test for string functions. What is going on here? This is so interesting. All right, so these are tests, and what are the tests going to do? Well, first of all, what is a Python class? Look at that. It says class test math. A class is a way to group related functions together. In testing, we use classes to organize tests for the same feature. Class test add, def test add positive self, assert add 2, 3 equals 5. What? So the class indicates that it's going to create a group called test add. Def test add positive. It's the name. So we've created a method and the name of that method is test add positive. And it's a function inside a class. The self parameter is required for every method in a class. Python uses it to refer to the class instance, okay? Assert checks if something is true. So if add 2 and 3 equals 5, the test passes. If not, the test fails. Notice the double indentation. The method is indented inside the class and the method's code is indented inside the method. Okay, very important there. So here we have a class and we've got two functions that we've defined. And the reason we know it's two different functions is because if we were to add another indent, then it would belong to the test add positive, and we don't want that. So indentation is extremely important with Python. And cursor is cool because it knows and it identifies what is indented and what belongs to what. So you can minimize and maximize depending on what you want to see. So you can also test and see, is this inside that or not? Cool. Okay, so add a new test class. Oh my goodness, we're gonna write a new test class for your multiply function at the bottom of the file. Your test class should include tests for multiplying two positive numbers, multiplying by 0, multiplying negative numbers. Whoa, who's with me here? Elvi, Poseidon, are we gonna try take a pass on this? Ooh, Anand. Hi, Anand. I see you on YouTube. Join us on Discord. Okay. All right. Who's gonna try this? Creating a class. We're creating a class, not just a a test. We're going to create a whole test class. Okay. All right. I think I can give it a go. Who else is going to give it a go? Okay. I'm going to add this. Oh no, you know what? I want to add it to the end so that it's like the stuff that I created is at the end. Wait a minute. Whoa, cursor's just like suggesting. Isn't that cool? I didn't realize cursor does this. Wow. Oh, there's a question from Roy. Where are you? Roy, which step are you at? Are you much ahead of us? In my step? Well, I didn't see that. At my step, but further along? Your next step. That's different from my step. Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool that cursor just suggests. So Shane was saying that it's a screenshot of cursor prediction. Multiply is the way to go. But I think it's so cool. I mean, when I was learning to code, we didn't have that. Things are so much easier now. Coding is just so much easier. Okay, let's see. So, all right, I'm going to give it a go, right? And I wanted to try these 3 things. All right, and I wanted to do that by no, I feel like I should take a look at what's happening in the chat. Let me see. Okay. Looks like he's trying to add another Python library to the code multiply. Oh, I think you're ahead of me, aren't you? Okay, hold on, let me catch up. Test multiply. Sorry. How do I accept the suggestion? Okay. Test for multiply functions. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take a shortcut and do that. But now, instead of add and multiply, what are the things I want to do? I want to multiply 2 positive numbers. So 2 times 3 is 6. Whoa, it really did figure it out. Okay, multiply by 0. Tell me that. Tell me that. Multiply, and then I make it. Okay, all right. Cursor no is getting me. What? All right, so I'm going to say that this is what it should be. But also, ideally, I should have another assert that says multiply 0 by 2, and then you should still get 0. But I don't know if I'm overkilling it. And then testing negative numbers. -1 minus 1 equals 1. Okay, let me just take a look at the hint. Okay, so this one has only suggested 1 assert, but I think there should be 2. Okay. I think everything looks good. So now let's update the import statement at the top here. And you want to update it with whatever you have put the function name as. So in mine, my function name is multiply. So then I want to put that here and add that as multiply, which cursor is beautifully suggesting. All right, so I'm gonna hit multiply. And so that's what Roy was asking, is it really multiple or not? Oh, so the word and the screenshot isn't matching. You are absolutely right. I wonder what he, see, that's the thing. So he used the name Kahu when he was doing the project. He would have used the name multiple. So he's just continuing on. But that is confusing, isn't it? When it doesn't match. When the instruction and the screenshot doesn't match. That is noted. Noted, noted, noted. Okay. Adding it to linear. I'm going to get that up. Okay. All right. So that's done. Now we want to open Cursor's integrated terminal and run the command pytest-v. Okay. Is this the same? Do I do it in the same place in my virtual environment? Hmm. 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 I'm gonna create one and see what happens. pytest-v, command not found. And if I go back to my virtual environment, it worked. So that should be clearer, shouldn't it? Hmm. All right, how are you guys doing? Poseidon and Elvi, how's it going? Where are we? Are you guys with me? Did you get the test running? All tests passing? Yes. Oh, Poseidon's still writing the code. Are you writing the test class code or are you writing the multiply code? Ooh, we have a comment from YouTube. I think Cursor Agent's problem is still when you have a lot of context, code lines, files, the way they contextualize files, groups. I'm not sure if I understood the comment, but I hear you. Having context is a good thing, isn't it? Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? So many screens. The fuck are the mouses? Am I frozen? My screen might be frozen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is my camera frozen? No. Okay, I think my system. No, audio good, visuals good. Okay. My system is not good. My system is not doing anything. I'm unable to. Oh, okay. Poseidon, what is the error that you see? Oh, messed up the syntax. All right, all right. It's a good thing that you figured that out. So the function definition has a underscore, which Python didn't like. I wonder if there's a mismatch. Oh, we're back. I wonder if, do you want to try debugging it? Do you want us to take a look at it? Let us know. Poseidon, let us know how it's going. LV, how is it going? Oh, all right. Okay, so you have a test multiply. Okay, okay. Missing a colon. Oh. How did you catch that? Where? Missing. Okay, I'm glad you guys sorted that out. Missing the self? Oh, after, oh yeah, it's class test multiply def test underscore multiply underscore positive self, and then you want a colon. Got it? Poseidon? Nice work. Nice work, team. Well done. Okay, so we're going to take care of this and add a nice little screenshot for our documentation. All right, I verified my test by running the command pytest. By running the command pytest, the output showed the results of each test and that they all passed. All right. Step 2 complete. Okay, I'm going to minimize this step so that I can move on to number 3. Ooh, Roy is on it today. Ooh, it happens when my son keeps clicking my keyboard. Aw, I hope he keeps clicking the keyboard. All right, build your CI pipeline. Oh my goodness, this is step 3. This is the final step. Are you guys with me? Exciting. Code written, tests passing. Here comes the magic. Teams at GitHub, Spotify, Shopify, and Stripe don't manually run tests before every deployment. They use CI/CD pipelines to automate it. You're about to build the same thing with GitHub Actions. Every time you push code, GitHub will automatically spin up a server, install your dependencies, and run your tests. So in this step, we're going to create a GitHub's Actions workflow file that runs on every push. We're going to break a test intentionally and watch the pipeline catch it, and then fix the test and verify we're going to fix it and verify that the pipeline passes. And yeah, this was not covered, so I'm going to remove that, but note for later. Okay. Shall we continue? Okay, we're going to create the workflow file. Now we're going to create a new file for our workflow. Open the workflows folder inside the GitHub directory, and then right-click on the workflows folder in the Explorer menu. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put this on my right, and I'm going to put this on my left. That's too small. Too small. How do I close the chat window? Okay. All right, I think this is okay. I will manage. All right, so now open the workflows folder. Open the workflows folder in the GitHub directory. Where's my GitHub directory? All right, I see the workflows. Okay. Okay. And then right click on the workflows folder and select new file. And then name the file ci.yml. Okay. Now enter the following workflow configuration and you can get the whole thing explained. I like to see it here. You can also expand the whole thing and check it out. So the name CI on, and then push, branches, pull requests, jobs, build, runs on, ooh, steps, name, uses. Oh, very interesting, right? And then what if you want more information about it? You can always say explain the workflow and get all the details when you hit enter. Isn't that cool? So you don't have to wait for anybody, you don't have to ask anybody else. You can just ask. Hello, Sloth. It's good to see you. All right. So now we have broken down the workflow. We know exactly what the file does. It basically is named CI for continuous integration. The on tells us when our workflow is going to run. It specifies the events that will trigger the workflow. So we have push and we have branch. So that means that the workflow will run every time code is pushed to the main branch. And every time that the workflow runs a pull request, we are also running this workflow. So in summary, the workflow is triggered whenever you push new code to main or when you create or update a pull request that's intended to be merged into main. Now, do you guys know what it means to push new code to main and what it means to pull? What does creating a pull request mean? Um, yes, of course. Sloth has been writing nonstop PRs. Roy said no and no. Okay, funny. But yeah, just ask all the questions you want, like every line. If anything doesn't make sense, just ask. You've got a buddy right here built in to the project to ask all the questions that you want. Even if you're running into errors like the syntax error, just put it in, take screenshots, put it in here. You will get quick help. And when you're really, really stuck with Ask and Ask is not helping you at all, you can just click here and come to the community. So anytime you're doing any project, you should never feel like you're alone. Okay, so that's an extensive explanation, which you can all take a look. All right, so what am I putting? I'm uploading a screenshot of my CI workflow. Poseidon has asked if he has the right code. And I'm gonna have to, it looks like you've added the colon. I see a yes. Does that mean that the test passed? All right, so what am I doing in this workflow? I configured the workflow to be triggered when I push or run a pull request at main. The workflow runs my code on a fresh Linux server provided by GitHub, and the sequence of commands to run, check out code, set up Python, install dependencies, and test are all included in the CI workflow. Okay. Oh my goodness, are we going to see the workflow run? Are you all at the same place? Oh, Sloth asks, this is a question. How come you guys support a lot of ask questions? Like, I know it's expensive. Oh, that's a cool name. Is that a current slang I should be aware of? Expenny? So I know it is expenny. So how many tokens have you guys made ask in such a way that it is really optimized and affordable? Wow, that is such a great question, Sloth. That's a great question. I don't know if I have a good answer for you, but I can find out and let you know. That's a good question. And I think if I had to guess from my existing knowledge, I think it's something that we're not worried about. It's just an expense of running the app that we have, just like how we have, we use AWS, GCP, and we're using a lot of tools. It's just part of the build. And so we aren't treating it as something different, but and right now it's not a worry on how many is being used or how do you optimize it, because we just want people to use it and love it. So that's the goal. That's my answer for you, but I will get you a better answer next time. Is that fair? All right. Roy says fix the code, the test multiply class. All right. Sorry guys, still stuck. Okay, let me try it. Won't that be a perfect use case for open source to build the ask feature? Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Good stuff. Okay. Where is LV? How are we doing? LV? Are you with me? Are you stuck anywhere? LV's typing. Doing great. I'm keeping up. Okay, all right. I think Poseidon is stuck and he's got the paramedics on his case. So we've got Sean, we've got Roy, we've got Shane. Everybody's on board and helping Poseidon up. So Poseidon, keep me posted. I'm just gonna continue. And I think you got this. All right, so we're gonna watch the workflow run. So now we have to run our repository. Okay, where's my repository? Okay. All right, so in my repository, I'm going to click Actions tab. Whoa, where's my Actions tab? Okay, Actions, and then GitHub will ask you to enable Actions, GitHub Actions for a forked repo. So select enable. Ooh. Hmm. Hmm. I haven't seen this. I don't know exactly what, if I'm supposed to see it. I'm just going to take a note of it and come back to it. Shane or Roy, if I am supposed to see it and I don't see it, then let me know, but I think I'm okay. I'm just going to continue. Okay, so now I'm going to add all the updates I made, commit it, and then push it to main. Oh, okay. And let me see. You are on your GitHub, right? I think so. That's my GitHub. Um, this is me. This is mine. Yeah. And then I'm actions. Oh, maybe I wasn't. Oh no. Oh no, it failed. Is it supposed to fail? Push. Well, no, the push was successful, right? If I check cursor, the push was successful. I added and pushed a main, so that was successful. So I'm gonna go with the successful track. Yes, I have used GitHub's account, GitHub Actions on this account before. Oh, okay. So maybe this wasn't supposed, this shouldn't have been here. I think this is better. So if it's your first time, you should see something else. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oopsie daisy. Let's go back to the pipeline. Okay. We need to fix this one. Okay. Push was successful. And GitHub Actions, yeah, I suppose I have used it. Okay, Poseidon says nope. Poseidon's using cursor, still stuck, I guess. Poseidon, do you want to share your screen? Would that help? Poseidon is typing. All right, so my workflow ran, but I see a error and it says no event triggers defined in on. Did I not save it? Oh, I didn't save it. Look at that. Silly me. Silly, silly me. All right, so now I'm adding again, and now everything should be fine. Okay. Yep. And that workflow is running. Okay, Poseidon would like extra help. Let's get him on stage. Poseidon, come on up. In fact, Elvie, you too, if you would like. Y'all are doing the project. All right. Poseidon, you can
Hello,
share your screen.
hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay,
Could you share your screen, please?
okay, so that was the default script, and this is the multiply class that we added.
Okay. Okay, hold on. So I see class test multiply. Um, okay, can you scroll down? Okay. And what happens when you run this? In error, okay, error in syntax, multiply a int b int. Can you go back up and can we see the code?
Yep.
The error seems to be in app.py. So can we open up
Oh,
app.py? So you have a int, b int, and you haven't defined your output. Check the definition,
uh,
the line, how the add was written. Do you see all the components? There's define, add, a int, b int, and then the arrow, and then int colon indicates that that's the output.
right.
Yeah, you need that whole bit.
I think we wrote that up. Give me a second.
LV, how are you doing?
Sorry, just sharing my second screen.
Okay.
So I guess when I did a control Z, I lost the code in here when I was trying to figure out this one.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if you check the error message, it says that the error is in test underscore app. It's a good indication.
Mhm.
Okay, let's fix that and run it.
Sorry, fix which one?
The multiply function. So you have define multiply a colon int, comma
Mhm.
b colon int, and then you need space.
Okay.
Oh, see, it's suggesting, cursor is suggesting the ending.
Okay. This.
No,
Oh,
not
my bad.
quite. The arrow doesn't look like an arrow. Yeah, I think that should work.
Okay.
Poseidon is, LV is listening in now. Were you able to finish,
Oh,
LV?
perfect.
Yay!
Hey,
Nice work.
thank you.
Does that make sense?
Well, it does actually. So I was trying to fix the test underscore app.py, and to fix that, like I messed up the code and I just kept hitting Control Z to get the original one, so to write the new one. But I think the Control Z also took away the function that I wrote for this, probably.
Okay.
That's what I
And run
believe,
as
but yeah,
above.
can be wrong. But yeah, I
All
think it's
right.
fixed.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Nice
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Elvie's finishing her homework. I hope you'll finish this project too. It was so much fun doing it with you. Okay, we're almost at the end. Almost. Maybe Elvie's already done. So done. Completed the project, got the documentation, just listening in now, and finishing on homework. What homework are you working on? Okay, so my workflow was running. Um, what else? What now? So we go back to Actions tab, GitHub. Now our workflow should fail. That's because, okay, here we're going to intentionally break the test, right? So we're going to create a test that is incorrect, but just showing how test works. So this is a test I'm writing where 9 times 9 equals 18. What? Okay, so this is wrong, and I'm going to add a comment saying this is wrong. And I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to run the same commands, but I don't want to, I want different, yeah. I want to say break a test. So the commit message should ideally represent the change that you've made. And now I'm intentionally making a change so that I can break the test. And I'm going to now run and see what happens. Break a test is going to, drum roll please. Oh no, it failed. Just as we wanted. Nice. Do you see that? Right. So now the workflow has failed. And when you click on it, you can see what went wrong. And in the failed section, you'll see where it went wrong. And it went wrong with test multiply. We got an output of 81 when it was supposed to be 18 according to our test. And so then it failed. Wow. So yeah, actually in this case, our test was a poor test. But ideally, our test is the accurate one, and we have all the ideal outputs. And whenever we don't get the desired output, then it will check against the test. And when it fails, then that's when you know that there's something wrong and you can identify where it went. So this is a really good strategy for um, when you have so many tasks and so many things that you need to keep an eye on. Um, when you identify common errors that keep coming up again and again, if you can define a test, you can get that check happening all the time. Fix the test. Okay, let's go and fix it back so that 9 times 9 is equal to 81. Okay, and I'm going to hit save, control save. And then I'm fixing the test. And now if I go back to my actions, to my CI workflow, I run the fixed test and it's already working. Yay! Amazing. Oh, and if you click on it, you will see all the steps is running and working and doing all the things that it should. Nice. Let's take a screenshot of this. Yes, built in 9 seconds. Woohoo! Exciting. All right. See, I caught the bug when I created a test to intentionally fail uh, when I created a test to caught the bug when I created a test where 9 times 9 equals 18. So in my world, 9 times 9 was supposed to equal 9 to 18, and it didn't. I fixed it by um, reverting the function, reverting the test. Um, this shows CI helps because I can automate testing and set up checks to ensure that when I push code to prod, to production, multiple tests are run and bugs are caught early. Okay, that's quite a story there. Whoa, we are done, guys. We are done. Who wants to join me for the secret mission? We still have 15 minutes. Elvie, Roy's done. Nice work. High five. Shane. Sean is here for moral support. So sweet. Abdul, hello. All right. Poseidon, Elvie, you guys have been doing this project with me. What are we doing? Are we are we jumping into the secret mission? No tums, you're right. All right, let's do it. Okay, what are you going to build in the secret mission? Oh, in this secret mission, I'm adding a build step to my CI pipeline so that oh, your CI pipeline runs tests, but what if you could also package your code for distribution? That's exactly what we'll build here. You'll add a build step that turns your Python project into an installable package, then upload it as a GitHub artifact that anyone on your team can upload. Okay, I'm adding a build step to my CI pipeline so that I can upload my package as an artifact. All right. How many tasks do I have for my secret mission? 3 tasks. Okay, almost done. 2 more to go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to add a build step. So I'm going to open the CI YAML file and then add the code block after the runs test step. Okay. So let's go to my CI file and add this at the end. Okay. What does this code do? So our code now packages Python code into installable files, and we have a pre-built GitHub action from Marketplace that uploads the files to the workflow. We've got a Python package, which is the label that we'll see on GitHub, and we now know which folder to upload this. And what are artifacts? Artifacts are files that are produced by our workflow that we can download later. They're perfect for storing build outputs, test results, or packaged code. Wow, very nice. Okay, where's my build configuration? This is a great project. It's very useful. Okay. How did you configure the build and artifact upload? How did I configure the build and artifact upload? By adding this code. I added the code. I added a build step that um, I added a build step. I added two build steps that I added the following build steps. Hold on, the following build steps. And one is build package and the other is name upload artifact. Artifacts are useful because they can store build outputs and can be downloaded later. All right. We're gonna push and watch the build now. Whoa. Already? Okay, don't forget to save the file. Is there an instruction to save the file? Because people like me need it. Oh, yes, there is. I just missed it. Silly me. Okay. Open the repository. Open the repository in GitHub. So wait, let me push it first. Okay. Pushing it. Let's check out GitHub. Oh, I have Roy's GitHub in my autocomplete. Okay. Ooh, I love Roy's proposition. I don't know why Sloth is quiet. Sloth left. Did you scare her away, Roy? Oh, what is happening? I'm gonna ask Sloth. Did Roy scare you? Okay. All right, we have a successful build. Woohoo! Let's go download the artifact. Where is our artifact? Oh my goodness. Click on the completed workflow run. Scroll down to the artifact section and click on Python package. All right. Oh my goodness. There it is. There it is. Oh boy. Oh wow. Look, it's downloaded, the Python package. What's in it? It's a WL file, so ready to install package that anyone can run, and a compressed source archive. Wow, so cool. I'm gonna take the screenshot here. Sure, why not? What did you learn about CI artifacts? I learned that I can download my package from Git, Git Actions, GitHub, GitHub Actions. Where am I? GitHub. This means my pipeline is now archive or stored, saved, for the files in my, how do I say this? Oh yeah, my workflow completed successfully and package was built. Woohoo, done. And now I'm done with the secret mission. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. Now I have to deactivate. Okay, guys, finished a project. It's been a while, but I have actually finished a NextWork project after within the hours I set. Feels so good. Yes. Yes. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. I love it. Where are my buddies? Roy, did you finish? Roy was also doing the project, probably finished way ahead. Poseidon is also done. Woohoo! Yeah. And where is Elvie? Elvie, were you able to complete the project? Yeah. Amazing. All right. Can we share our documentation with each other? First, let's clean up our resources. Okay, let's deactivate the virtual environment. All right, all right. I'm gonna keep the repository. I'm probably gonna need it for the next project, so I'm gonna keep it. Um, I'm pretty confident about the quiz. I'm okay. But I'm so excited about the documentation. And if I want the documentation, I gotta finish the last validation. All right, one more task to go. Come on. The key tools I used include, oh my goodness, what all did I use? I used Python, I used Cursor, but not, okay. And then I used GitHub, all the GitHub actions. Key concepts I learned include using, well, I learned include Python, a little bit of Python, yeah. Coding in Python. I learned building a CI workflow on GitHub. Yay. How long did it take me to complete project? It took me 2 hours, but to be honest, we did it together. To do the project, the project took me 2 hours to project took me approximately 2 hours. I was enjoying the process with Elvie and Poseidon, who were doing the project with me. Roy started a little later, but probably finished before me. The most challenging part was staying focused because I was having too much fun. Too much fun with my friends in the community. Shout out to Shane and Sean, who joined for support and vibes. And Abdul Majid, for coming in and seeing what we're up to. Oh, and I had a lot of fun with my YouTube friends too. Overall, it was a blast. I don't think I've ever written a wrong. I did this project today to learn how to build a CI pipeline. Another skill I want to learn is to write, to automate the testing. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna hit done. Let's see this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm getting so excited. Wait. I want my confetti. All right, ready? Ready for the confetti, guys? Where's the champagne? Yay! So much fun. All right. I'm going to share my documentation. Oh, it's looking so beautiful. I'm sending my URL to all of you guys because I've given all of you a shout out. So you should definitely check out my URL and I'm going to post it in the community. All right, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to the celebrations. Where's my celebrations? All right, I'm going to create a new post. Day 18 out of 25. And then I just control paste and everything is in there. And I'm going to um, add that. Oh, okay. All right. One more thing, guys. Can you all give me a smile? I know your video isn't turned on, but still, can you still smile so that when I take a screenshot, I know that you're smiling on the other side? Okay, I took a screenshot. And now I'm going to add the screenshot here. Look, big shout out to Poseidon and Elvie, who were doing the project with me. Also, big shout out to the legends, Roy and Shane and Sean, who were there throughout. And Roy, did you complete? I think you might have already completed. Shane is already done. Look at that. Shane's post is already in there. And I'm going to give a heart because you're my favorite. Yay. Oh, what do you think, guys? How is this post? 10 on 10? Oh, I'm so happy. 100 on 10. Okay. Yay, that was so much fun, guys. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. If you are running into any errors or if you see anybody running into errors now, you'll be in better position to help. I think this was a great project. It was very easy, no chumps needed, but also very enriching. And I feel like I learned something. It breaks down the step-by-step process of pushing to GitHub. And if you've ever been hesitant about starting a beautiful portfolio similar to the one Roy has on GitHub, and you don't know how to start, I think this is a great place to start to understand how to pull things from repository, modify, push it, all that kind of stuff. We've got another project tomorrow coming up. And this is an AI code review. Of course, you won't be able to see it. This is my view. That's a preview. You will be building an AI code reviewer with GitHub Actions. Whoa. Sneak peek preview. You didn't see anything now. All right, guys, tomorrow we've got a build lab by John, the one and only. What does Sean call him? The stylist? What is it? Styling John, something like that. Yeah, so we've got a awesome build lab with John, who will be continuing the series. I will be there. Hopefully, you'll be there too, Elvi, and maybe Poseidon too, and we can continue on. It'd be amazing if we can complete all the 4 projects together. We'll be like the dream team. Yay! Awesome. Thank you all for joining. This was so much fun. Any comments, questions, anything before I go? There's a quite beautiful comment. Elvi, this is very helpful. I never learned this in class. So glad I joined the workshop. This is going to go along great with the projects I had to do in class. Oh, what class are you in, Elvi? What do you study? I love this. Thank you for sharing that. The team will be very happy to hear it. Ooh, what are we doing in the chit chat? What's happening in the chit chat? Wow. Whoa, Shane has a beautiful message in there. Wow. Wow. Okay, powerful. I'm gonna go check it out. Ooh, distributed app development class. Very cool. Um, Elvi, if you are free, every day I do this event, and if you're free tomorrow, I'd love for you to join this event and we can get to know each other more. I'd love to know more about you and your class. And for now, I have to sign off, but hope to talk to you all soon tomorrow. Take care. Bye, everyone.